Hello, church. So here's our devotional for Wednesday, January 28th, in the year of our Lord 2026. We are actually going to be finishing up Proverbs 1 today in our last portion. And let me give you a little bit of context before we come in. This might have been something that you have encountered before or heard about. But in Proverbs, we have the character of wisdom uplifted. So this is going to have a capital W when we approach it most often. In Hebrew, my understanding is that the word wisdom is a feminine form. And so we have this opportunity, and Peterson actually labels Lady Wisdom as going out into the streets to call us to receive knowledge and calling out to us. So some neat kind of portions. This it opens up one of those conversations and opportunities for people who struggle with the dominance of masculine imagery in the midst of scriptures. And so we have this character who comes up in Proverbs, and we'll be sharing that with you. I think how we're going to approach it today is because we have our concluding portion for the different stanzas in that portion from Proverbs. I think we're going to go back and forth with the Peterson and let you hear. I also use some of those old parental cliches, and Peterson, you will hear, uses "you made your bed, now lie in it." Why does that make me laugh? I don't know. I just find it hysterical. So for the NRSV, and this will be starting at verse 20 in Proverbs 1, they use the title, The Call of Wisdom. Wisdom cries out in the street. In the square, she raises her voice. At the busiest corner, she cries out. At the entrance of the city gate, she speaks. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing and fools hate knowledge? Give heed to my reproof. I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make my words known to you. Because I have called and you refused, have stretched out my hand and no one heeded. And because you have ignored all my counsel and would have none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when panic strikes you, when panic strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, would have none of my counsel, and despised all my reproof. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their way and be sated with their own devices. For waywardness kills the simple, and the complacency of fools destroys them. But those who listen to me will be secure and will live at ease without dread of disaster. I just did the exact opposite of what I said I was going to do. Sorry. We'll tell you what. We'll mix that back up a little bit in terms of going back and forth. So the opening is fairly similar. And as I said, Eugene Peterson entitles this part, rather than the call of wisdom, is in the NRSV, Lady Wisdom. Lady Wisdom goes out in the streets and shouts. At the town center, she makes her speech. In the middle of the traffic, she takes her stand. At the busiest corner, she calls out, simpletons, how long will you wallow in ignorance? Cynics, how long will you feed your cynicism? Idiots, how long will you refuse to learn? About face, I can revise your life. Look, I'm ready to pour out my spirit on you. I'm ready to tell you all I know. As it is, I've called, but you've turned a deaf ear. I've reached out to you, but you ignored me. So we had the substitution for simpletons for the simple ones and keep being simple. I do like the use of cynicism in it, and how long will we continue to feed that cynicism? Since you laugh at my counsel and make a joke of my advice, how can I take you seriously? I'll turn the tables and joke about your troubles. What if the roof falls in and your whole life goes to pieces? What if catastrophe strikes and there's nothing to show for your life but rubble and ashes? You'll need me then. You'll call for me, but don't expect an answer. No matter how hard you look, you won't find me. Because you hated knowledge and had nothing to do with fear of God, because you wouldn't take my advice and brushed aside all my offers to train you, well, you've made your bed, now lie in it. You wanted your own way, now how do you like it? Mercy. Don't you see what happens, you simpletons, you idiots? Carelessness kills. Complacency is murder. First, pay attention to me and then relax. Now you can take it easy. You're in good hands. Uh, yeah, you gotta love Eugene Peterson. Let me do these again just for fun. Now, we've had this happen in Psalms too. Peterson is doing intentional personification of Lady Wisdom. Also, fear of God is capitalized. So we're envisioning these as characters who are being interacted with, which is his own thing. Oh, the whole kit and caboodle. Well, you've made your bed, now lie in it. You wanted your own way, now how do you like it? Carelessness kills, complacency is murder. So that is the conclusion of Proverbs, our first chapter. And yeah, hopefully this is going all right. Very different from the Psalter, but still that emphasis of Peterson on the manual for living and this sage advice for us in our daily lives hopefully is making some connections. We'll be back with you tomorrow as we step into chapter 2, and we will see you then. Have a blessed day.